So this is going to be one last send-off video before I just get slammed for 3 years by college, because that's a thing I'm doing now in like 2 days as of making this video. I didn't think I'd make it this far either. I'm still going to make videos in college, but getting good grades is definitely going to be higher up on the list of priorities. Usually you're supposed to be happy about going to college because it's this new stage of life where you finally get to do adult things such as party and drink alcohol and skip class without there being consequences for the most part. But I tell you, man, in 2024, there's absolutely nothing to be optimistic about because you just take one look at the job market and all you can think to yourself is, well, fuck. I was born in the wrong timeline. So I make this video out to all those high schoolers out there who are thinking about going into any tech-related field. Don't do it, alright? It's not worth it. Don't make the same mistake I did. And I don't care how many people on YouTube say it's still viable or play it off as not that bad. It is that bad, and they're lying to themselves, but more importantly, they're lying to me. And that's not even the pessimistic side of me coming out or anything. It's just the facts, because what I wanted to do in college was to study computer science, right? But if you haven't been living under a rock for the past 5 years, you'll know that computer science is beyond saturated. Fucking everyone and their grandmas are trying to get into computer science, and it sucks, because all I hear on the internet nowadays is how people have to go through these insane lengths just to get a chance for a job. I go on r/CS majors on Reddit, and all I see is fucking doom and gloom about how people are going on 2 years being unemployed. They submit thousands of applications only to get like 3 interviews out of it, which more often than not end up with you getting just rejected or flat out ghosted. And every now and again you see people with stories that are like, oh yeah, I got a job 2 months after graduation, 0 LEET code, 2 personal projects on my portfolio that I did in college, and no prior experience, and I'm getting paid $150K, and I'm fucking your mom on top of that. And then for a single moment in time, I have hope, and then I'm dragged back into reality when I realize that this is the minority of CS majors, like the top 1% of the top 1% of lucky bastards. That shit is about as likely to happen as you going home and finding 4 strippers waiting in your bed. When I was in high school, well, it was before high school, it was like way back in middle school. I wanted to do software engineering, right? And that was the dream back then because it was marketed as the rich man's trade. Sitting in an air-conditioned building, typing it at a keyboard all day, the cream of the crop when it comes to white-collar jobs. Because who wants to work on pipes or outside on the power lines or as a mechanic? Getting your hands dirty when you can just stay inside and type on a keyboard all day. And that was the sentiment my parents had about computer-related shit. But I wanted to do it because it is genuinely the only thing that has ever interested me that is also not a waste of time to study in college. I've got hobbies and all that interests me, but I don't think playing video games or drawing anime girls is going to pay the bills and put food on the table. And it certainly doesn't help that social media has further pushed this idea of how easy it is to get a job in computer science or software engineering or something tech related, and how all you really need is some boot camp and some random certifications. Which, I get because teaching yourself to code is probably one of the easiest things to do out there. I mean, there's just so much information available, and like I said, all you need is a fucking computer and a stable internet connection, and you're good to go. You don't have to really buy much more than that. But then you look at the job market now, and it is beyond fucked. And it's going to stay fucked for many years to come. Don't think this shit will blow over in just 4 years, so if you start college now and graduate in 4 years, you'll be good. That is not happening. So my advice to all those high schoolers out there who are planning for your future, don't listen to anyone who bashes computer science into your head, alright? It is pretty fucked right now, I'm gonna be honest. You're just adding fuel to the fire if you decide to go down this destructive path. In fact, don't listen to anyone who tries to tell you what to do with your life, which is just general good advice. I know I had to deal with that when I was growing up because I was raised with the idea that all it takes to have a 6-figure job and a good life is getting an A in math and majoring in computer science. And now look at me, I'm basically fucked. Boned beyond belief. And, I'd like to stay optimistic, but man, everywhere I look, it's just all bad. The economy's fucked. You need 5 years of experience and a bachelor's degree just to flip burgers. Nobody can afford to buy a house. And the job market is fucking tap dancing on the fine line of crashing. This is perhaps by far the shittiest time to be alive, especially for people in tech-related fields. And you wanna know what the best part is? At some point during this whole realization for me is that I wanted to become a doctor. Like that was somehow the least insane alternative because yeah, sure you go through, 12 years of hell, but there's a direct pipeline to job security because, doctors is perhaps one of the most secure jobs you can get since doctors are not going away anytime soon. But I eventually came to my senses and realized that one, I'm a dumbass, and two, I'm a master procrastinator, so I probably wouldn't survive a single week in medical school. And obviously, going hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt is not exactly high on my agenda. You know it's bad when most people nowadays view college as a risky investment. You know shit has hit the fan when it is somehow a more financially stable option to try and get big on YouTube than it is going to a university. The only difference between the two is how much debt you end up in because at the end of the day, you are still rolling dice on success. And we all have different ideas of success. For example, some think graduating Harvard and raking in 400,000 a year is success. But I think a sentiment a lot of people in my generation share is success is just not hating our lives, man. Perhaps the bare minimum that should exist in a first world country. I just want to be able to get a stable job, be able to buy a house without selling meth on the side, raise a family, fucking be able to buy groceries and not live paycheck to paycheck. But it seems that with every passing year, that shit becomes more and more of a pipe dream. So here's hoping that in the next couple years, everything ends up all right for all of us STEM majors, or everything could go to shit and the economy crashes and we all end up homeless. I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's about it. Take it easy, everyone.